Very prompt this morning.
Yeah, how'd that happen? You want to be out of here, but
Good morning. I'd like to call the special call meeting for November 8th, Mason County Fiscal Court to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Good morning.
my back went out. It's much better today. I wasn't expecting.
What does that mean? So, we've got 3 pieces of business today. The most important of which is a work for our sheriff for his swearing later today. We will have today's special call meeting, and then of course Monday is Veterans Day, but then we'll reconvene on Tuesday for our regular fiscal court. And so that is our plan. And so, Madam Clerk, can you start us off with a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. And that is a good segue into highlighting County Clerk Stephanie Schumacher, your team, and all of the volunteers, poll workers, and election day workers for the fantastic work you guys did Tuesday. Calm, by the book procedural appearance. Well done, my friend. Well
Thank
done.
you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Glad
Takes
you
a
did
lot
it.
of years. Thank you. And I just, if I can have a minute, I
Sure.
just want to thank a couple people. First, Commissioner Ahern was very helpful at the field house. He helped us get that vote center set up, which is the most popular and widely used on election day, so thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
And Sheriff Spolsky and Chief Palmer were very helpful and instrumental in making sure we were secure and talked to our election officers to know that they were looking out for them, so I appreciate that. And of course, luckily I didn't have to call County Attorney Estel, but he is always just a phone call away, and so I appreciate his counsel. And of course, all my poll workers and the good job they do, and my staff for being supportive. And so thank you, and thank you all for your continued support in making elections great, and approving the funding of the additional equipment. We used it all,
Good.
so it was necessary and needed. So thank you all.
As I was going to say this if you didn't bring it up, but as I'm reading emails from all the county attorneys asking for advice, how to handle problems with elections all around the state, it made me think I'm thankful for Stephanie and her crew who does such a spectacular job. And it's you got to be old to remember the commercials, but being the attorney to Stephanie as clerk is sort of like being the Maytag repairman. It's one of the loneliest jobs. She never calls. So,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Tell them to find a new clerk, they can't have ours.
And Commissioner, you may not want to be so helpful and on scene if you're on the ballot next time.
Oh, yes.
With the setup.
I just want to throw that out there.
He was helpful with logistics. That's what I'll say.
I want to get somebody else to do that.
Thank
I'll
you.
help.
Well done. Next order of business, we've got Mason County Treasurer Kim Muse, and we have our vendor claims here to full.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'd like the court's authorization to pay claims as presented totaling $222,738.33.
So moved.
Got a motion? Second. We have a second. Is there any additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Ahern?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I have.
Okay. So next up, we've got some landfill business to address. Commissioners, first and foremost, after as we discussed, the Mason County landfill has operated out of an office complex dating back to the property's original conception. Travis and our team over there continue to experience issues operating out of what's basically a construction trailer. The landfill committee now has met twice in approving a plan for a new landfill office at the landfill. Part of that agreement would be hiring DS2 and their team to kind of project manage it. As we've had discussions, they will run and operate the advertising, all the way down to the slope of the trusses, everything else. And so they have supplied the following plans for the building. And at the 50,000 foot level, while we have to remain operational, the plan is to approve a like-minded footprint building to the east or behind the current construction trailer office. During construction, the current office will stay operational so that they can run the scales, run all billing, all operations will stay up. Once this is complete, the plan is to pull the trailer office out of there. I think we have seen with our storage barn fire and others, we got to start addressing some of these facilities. Now, with that said, the current design calls for being ADA compliant, everything like that, but I did ask for them. Right now, being in the trailer we're at, we can't expand and can't even do really a lot of work given today's codes versus back in the 40s or 50s. And so I have asked them to make this more modular and expandable given what we'll see in the future of the landfill. And so the D2S team, for their turnkey services, have included a contract in your packet. We need approval on today. They will run engineering design, advertising for bids, things like that. Their estimate is in the neighborhood of to probably $450,000 in today's money for an office building. Now, we won't have those figures until the bids come back. That is our plan. So before you today is not only their contract, but also their initial designs and plans for a working office there at the Mason County landfill, the James L. Buddy Goldstein Environmental Complex. Joining us today is Travis. Anything you guys want to add? Travis?
I was going to say it's for $39,000. It's a service, so it doesn't require bidding whatsoever. I think that when we first started talking about this, I didn't know you were going this route, and I'm glad we're going this route. I think that the county will save $39,000 in doing this correctly as opposed to doing it in-house. Travis, you can put a cap on a landfill just perfectly, but designing buildings, I don't know, is your expertise.
You're exactly right.
It'll keep us in compliance, and I think by quality and building this right this will be well earned. The last thing I was gonna say is, or ask is, has landfill, this will be paid from landfill funds? Has
Correct, yes, sir.
Has landfill committee approved this?
Yes, sir.
And I've got nothing further to say. Thank you.
Travis, what's the square footage of it?
I want to say it's right around 2,200 square feet.
These offices, are they going to be for garbage? I mean, all the
We got
departments
garbage
out
collections
there?
in there, we've got our normal landfill girls.
Yeah.
So we'll
Kind of the same.
We're cramped
They
up
need a
right
bigger
now.
office.
Well, we've got 3 girls in one
Their
office
office,
right now.
yeah, this office looks small, but
This needs, of course, I'm on the landfill committee, and after discussing with them, I mean, this is gonna have to be done sooner or later.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it there. It's especially in regards to, first of all, the safety of the situation out there that you all are aware of, especially when it comes to the wiring. Second thing, one thing that we talked about was, you know, it has plenty of room for right now, and probably an extra office, but like Judge mentioned earlier, the possibility down the road to expand.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And so, and then, I think then we talked about possibly trying to surplus what we can out of that, but if not, I mean,
Surplus. And,
right.
I mean, we're not gonna get nothing out of it, but I mean, if we can't make anything out of it, we will.
But hopefully maybe somebody will come by and, once we strip what we want out of that, possibly somebody might come by and even put a bid on the building itself, which I don't see, it's not worth much.
No.
But this is, we're just concerned about, first of all, safety. The second thing, cost savings, in my opinion, it's gotta happen sooner or later. And right now, as you all know, prices just keep going up. And of course, the third thing is the landfill is very revenue generated. And so, this will pay for itself, and that's one thing. It's a win-win in my opinion, being on the landfill committee. It's a win-win.
And to add to what you're talking about, like the wiring and stuff, as far as the wiring, we've got to the point now to where we can't even get an electrician to work on it because it's become more of a liability because of the issues we're having with it. So that's the boat we're sitting in. I mean, we had an electrician come in and we dropped a circuit and they came in and looked at it and said, you know, there's nothing more we can do. It's just, this deteriorated to the point to where they can't do nothing with it.
Oh, I'm sorry. One thing I like, it's just that it's turnkey, that is basically, they can focus on running the landfill.
Yep.
They don't have to micromanage. They don't have to come back to the judge or different project management habits. So basically, that's one thing about this is too. We'll pay a little bit more, of course, but Travis and his staff can focus on the business's hand, and we know it's gonna get done right.
Well, that's a good point. John was kind of highlighting that. Initially, when looking at this, I was hopeful. Travis and I could run the project, bid it out from here. In talking with not only County Attorney Esther, but also, David Hoard, the city, and others. It just takes an immense amount of work to try to quarterback something like that. We need not only Travis, but Madison focusing on their day-to-day operations and getting it going, so.
So for today, we just need to approve the
Correct.
contract, right?
Yes.
Correct.
I would make the motion that we approve that contract.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
Have a second. Are there any additions or additional discussion? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hart?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Next up, joining us today, we have my good friend, Mr. Jeff Craig with Natural Gas Company, Renewable Natural Gas Company. Jeff, if you'd like to come up to the podium. Commissioners, as we have individually discussed, Travis and I 6-8 months ago, ascertained that given the growth of our Phase 6 in our landfill, that we were tracking the state coming in mandating that we go from passive to an active gas management system at the Mason County landfill, just given our growth. Representative and probably minimum $750,000 investment that we would have to foot projected out. In doing so, we have explored a few companies to kind of take advantage of what that would look like, and Mr. Craig has been over and met with us probably 4 or 5 times now, at least here, and more than that at the landfill. And their firm has experience coming in and utilizing the methane and natural gas assets from landfills. And so without further ado, Jeff, I'll turn it over to you for your presentation, my friend.
Let me describe exactly what we would do here. Is that what we will install, this is all at our own expense. This is no expense to the county, and we'll get to the reason why, because at the end of the day, these projects will make generate a significant amount of revenue, both for us and for the city and the county. What we would do is design with the landfills and present engineers, which we work with on other sites, and install a landfill gas collection system. Right now, most of the methane is being emitted to the atmosphere, and landfills are one of the largest sources of greenhouse gas in the country. And what this system will do is collect that gas and bring it to a central location. And normally what happens after that is you install a flare and you just incinerate. Effectively, what the landfill gas, people think it's bad. It's not really bad. There's methane, which is natural gas. That's the heating value. And then most of the rest of it is carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and oxygen. Now, there are a few things like sulfur in it, but they're very small amounts. So what we do is install the gas collection system at our own cost, bring that gas to a central location, and then we install the equipment to turn it into pipeline quality natural gas. In other words, what we do is remove trace amounts of sulfur and other compounds that can't go into the pipeline. And we install the equipment to do that, again, at our own expense. Then that gas will be delivered to the Columbia Gas Transmission Line, which is within, what, Travis, a couple miles, a mile and a half? Yeah. We're already in the design phase with Columbia, because we're working with them on another project in West Virginia. So then once that gas goes into the pipeline, we sell it, and it's all sold. Presently right now, our largest customer is UPS, and they use it in their delivery trucks as compressed natural gas. Their goal, just as an aside, is to have their entire fleet operating on renewable natural gas by 2030. They'll buy everything that we can possibly produce. FedEx and Amazon are also moving in that direction as well. So essentially, you have a substantial environmental improvement at the landfill site, because we're collecting methane now, which is very harmful to the atmosphere, and it's presently a lot of it's being emitted to the atmosphere. We collect that, we process it, we put it in the pipeline, and then it's used to offset diesel fuel as it's being used on the road. So again, not to beat a dead horse, but we pay for all the costs of the design and the implementation, the implementation of the project, construction, and then we operate it subsequently, as well as the landfill gas collection system. This is probably an expense that you would incur sometime in the future anyway. The landfill's getting to the point where you're going to meet what's called Title V, which is the federal EPA regulations, and you would be required to install this gas collection system. And I will tell you I'll boost Owen's number a little bit, it would be over $2 million. So essentially what we're doing is that's part, it'll be a cost avoidance for you. That's whether it's 2 years from now or 3 years from now, eventually you would face that cost. So the reason obviously we do this is because these projects make money. And what we do, our proposal to the county is to pay 20% of the gross revenues that we generate. It's very transparent. There's a top line. Everybody sees what we make. The price is published. The volume of gas is measured because the EPA requires us to measure that volume of gas that we put into the pipeline, because there are environmental benefits that are a significant part of this overall project. And so we have a meter right on site that measures the precise amount of BTU that we put into the pipeline. The price is public. You can see there's complete transparency in terms of the royalty that we pay to the city and the county, which is 20% of the gross revenues. These projects will go on. The first projects I developed and came online in early 2001. They've operated consistently now for 23 years, so these are very long-lived, very consistent projects that they just run. They'll be online 95, 96% of the time. The rest of the time is just normal maintenance downtime, but they're very consistent, very reliable, and will be a good income producer for the city and the county for a long time. So the question is, well, how much? I would say right now it would be probably between $750,000 and $800,000 a year would be the royalty to the benefit to the landfill.
And Jeff, can you explain to the commissioners, our GIM report and what that's predicated off of, or Travis?
Yeah, we have, we're not just guessing at that number.
Sure.
What we've done is take, there is a standard model that will generate what the gas production is going to be in a landfill given the tons of waste in place. I mean, the gas is generated from the decomposition of the waste. So you look at the tons of waste in place, take a reasonable estimate of what you expect that tonnage, annual tonnage, to be placed in the landfill in the future, and then it's almost an algorithm that tells you how much gas is going to come out, and those models tend to be very, very accurate. So we feel very confident about the amount of gas that's going to be produced here. Interestingly, based on the volume of waste that is in place today, if the landfill shut down tomorrow, it would still continue to generate an increasing volume of gas probably for the next 7 to 10 years. Because there's a gestation period once the waste is put into the ground. It takes about 3 years it starts to generate gas, and it peaks out at about 7, and then it starts to decline after that. So, I mean, if it sounds like too good to be true, well, in some way, it is what it is. I mean, it is in many ways. It's a great benefit for the environment. It's a great benefit economically, and which is why, there are hundreds of these projects going in around the country today. Now, previous to probably right now, there's 600 projects around the country. And your landfill has gotten to the point now that it's economically viable to do so. The other thing I forgot to mention is within 6 months, we're going to make a payment to you of $250,000, which is an advance payment on the royalty. And that's a down payment to assure that we produce what we want to produce. But I would say that the caveat to this is there are some very significant tax credits available to us, and so we need to start the project this year, which involves signing some contracts and maybe doing some physical work at the site, not much, but enough to establish the fact that we have in fact begun this project. So I would ask you to, if this is something you're interested in doing, now's the time. It's going to be a totally different economic environment for us after the first of the year. Because these tax credits are slated to sunset December 31st, and there is no chance they're going to be renewed in the near-term future. So I'll answer any other questions. John and I have been working now for 3 months, 4 months on
Yes.
an agreement.
The agreement, we've got a version ready to adopt. I did, what I printed out, Jeff, we do have some lines through some things, and I think the exhibits, I just noticed, so we need to work on the
Yes.
the memorandum of lease. But we've got a landfill purchase agreement ready for the court's approval and judge's signature today. If you tend to go that way, I think Jeff did a good job presenting this. The way I look at it, and I think Mr. Cooley agrees with me, and Judge, that it's win-win in that you're going to incur the expense, or the landfill accounts will incur the expense of this gas collection system. We've negotiated with Jeff and Jeff's company that has to be completed under this agreement within a 24-month period. So there's some obligations in here for them to complete that. It is, he's accurately stated the consideration. We're going to get a $250,000 payment. It does get offset against what we would, our 20% in the long run, but it's an advancement, and it's cash money. The landfill committee has already approved this, correct, to Commissioner McKay?
Yes, sir.
And recommends that you enter it. And this sort of outside county attorney work and more just personal comment, but Jeff's been great to work with, and his company's been good to work with. This is a 20-year term, renewable for 2 5-year terms. Hopefully, if the gas is still there and it works well, you know, it's going to be something going on with this project forever on that site, but it's initially a 20-year term. But this is assignable. That was one of the things Jeff requested. So we're not, although Jeff's been great to work with, I think these projects typically would, by virtue of what they are, could be assignable. So our ultimate partner may be somebody else. You should be aware of that. But our dealings with Jeff have been absolutely great. He's been upfront, and we look forward to, if you approve this, to working with him to get this on.
The one final thing I didn't mention, and John, about realistically, if we started this project today, it will be running by this time next year.
Which means your gas collection
Yes.
system is built.
Built in, operating by probably, we would shoot to have it in by June 1. And then it's just lead time on equipment, but right now I can say with a high degree of confidence that we will be operating, everything will be operational by this time next year.
I hate to be the pessimist, but it's my job. We look at this contract from the lawyer standpoint as what happens if this goes bad. And I think the county is adequately protected. And I'm sorry, Jeff, to say it, or Judge, to say it like that. Y'all are the optimists. We look at it if something goes bad, and we believe that if this doesn't work, that the county still benefits greatly from this
Still
contract.
benefit. Yeah.
So-
The worst case scenario is you have a gas collection system that's probably going to cost between $2 and $2.5 million that you would have had to put in anyway.
So now that's ultimately what we've been terming as phase 1 of the gas collection portion of the system, predicated on a ubiquitous measure of the potential natural gas within the landfill. As with all of our partners with Mason County Landfill, Mason County, we are exploring additional phases and potential to bring additional benefits to the county. And so I'm optimistic about a long-term relationship with Mr. Craig and your all's company, my friend.
Thank you.
It seems like just a no-brainer to me, but I'm just curious why, is it the advancement of technology that's allowing this to happen? I mean, I'm just wondering why this didn't happen 10 years ago or 15.
I would tell you, Chris, that the big drive, two things. One, your landfills reached that critical point of over 3 million tons of waste in place.
Volume, okay.
Which is sort of the inflection point. And the second thing is are the investment tax credits that are available that will allow us It pays, 30 to 40% of the cost of the gas collection system. We can get in tax credits back, and the same on the project. So it's really those two things that have kind of come together at the right place and point in time. Yeah.
Which also makes time urgent right now.
Yeah. Timing is everything in life, and this is the right time.
What other questions do you have, Commissioners?
John, on this project development schedule, you've got purchase facilities within 12 of the effective date. You're talking about 12 days, 12 months,
Is
12?
it, I'm sorry, tell me where you
It's
are.
on page A1. It doesn't
It's on
say
the-
12. I'm
Well, and that's
sure
what I said, the exhibits need a little,
Yeah,
A1.
you probably mean days, but I
You know, blank pages too.
you have the 24 months. It's right here, construction, but
Thank you.
uh-huh,
Yes,
12 days.
thank you. No. It's 12 months.
Okay.
It gives them, I mean, Jeff's told you what his contemplation is, that it's gonna be constructed within 12 months, but this gives them time to
Yeah.
submit for approval up to 12 months and complete within 24
Yeah,
months.
I just wanted to.
So yes,
clarify
you're
what
correct,
that
a
meant.
A
month
couple of
is
things
missing.
are outside of our control there. One, which we don't anticipate a problem, because we've never had a problem, is we do need to get permits
And,
from the state of Commonwealth of Kentucky. Go ahead, John.
and we have to make sure we're compliant with all our permitting. And this contract requires them, Jeff's company, to pay all expenses we have, because the county will have, it may impact our permitting. So to the extent we need engineering to submit to, with our permitting, so they would have their permitting and we will have our permitting, they will pay for both.
Exactly.
With the same company we're already using, Tetra Tech, that we got up, just,
But for us to secure the tax credits, we actually have to do some physical work this year, so we're gonna start that. Again, we hope to have it running by this time next year, not started by this time next year. So obviously, we all make more money as soon as we get started, so we have every incentive in the world to moving as quickly as possible.
Now, Commissioners, with this project, additional phases, we are exploring with Jeff and his company what is known as a biogas center and a food waste digester plant. Due to incentives in the state of Kentucky, we're only just exploring that, in that we still want to continue to see what assistance possibly either the state or federal government might provide. But Jeff, might you walk the commissioners through what potentially a facility like that would look like?
We actually have two parts of our business. Obviously, the landfill gas part of it is the biggest part of our business, but we're also involved, we've started a separate group and bought a project in North Carolina where we take, I'll use this term, industrial food waste. Our project in North Carolina is located 3 miles from a Campbell soup factory. So we get all the factory rejects from, and it could be anything from cans have been mislabeled to the quality of the cans isn't right, the quality of the soup isn't right. That's how it started out. We now take anything and everything from anywhere on the East Coast. I mentioned this story one time not too long ago, but we got 40 truckloads of White Claw, the alcoholic beverage, because the composition of the can was bad, and when they stacked them, the cans on the bottom started to crush. So 40 truckloads of White Claw. So anything, we've gotten canned corn, we've gotten water, we've gotten Gatorade, Pepsi, Coke, snack crackers, anything and everything. And what we do with that then is it's all depackaged, and there's equipment that actually you can set up to depackage just about everything, cans or something crushed. Then it goes either to a compost facility or to a digester, which is a big cylindrical metal container, can, if you will. And again, the organic material in that food waste decomposes and generates gas. And to give you an order of magnitude, a typical project on the food waste digester generates about twice as much gas as the landfill currently produces. So we're looking at, we have the project in North Carolina, we're looking at a project in Florida, one in Missouri. This is a very good site, given the geographical location. So we're keenly interested, and it can piggyback on the landfill project, because for one major reason, to get a tap into the Columbia pipeline is going to cost us almost $4 million. So if we have two sources of gas feeding into that same tap, then it makes sense. So Owen's been great in terms of looking at the possibility of bringing grants and other incentives to the project, and we got to get the landfill project going first, but we're keenly interested and committed to the development of the food waste digester project as well. It adds a little. We agreed to a little additional royalty at 2% to the city and county, again based on the amount of gas we produce and the sale price. Those tend to be, whereas our landfill projects, we might have 1 or 2 full-time equivalent people. The digester projects generally 15 to 20 full-time equivalents. So they're more significant employers. So again, we're the landfill project, we're absolutely committed to do at this point in time. The digester project, we certainly intend to do it, and we're putting a lot of money into getting that project moving as well.
Initial, I'm sorry, Judge, if I can.
Please.
Initial discussions or initial, plans would be too firm a word as far as citing this, but I think this probably would be on property owned by a county or elsewhere, and it may be just a county project, not a county-city partnership project.
Correct. Yes, sir.
And the other thing is to talk about benefits to fiscal court and benefits to Mason County citizens, besides the employment and investment and royalties. That among, this has been fascinating to me, because I'm imagining there's trainloads of cream corn driving around they haul around the
And there
country
is.
trying to find a place to dispose of. Every recall you read and you think, I never thought about where does it go, but this is where it goes. But they'd be able to take dead animals, which, as y'all know, we look at a building at one time, and I've continued to a composter, not to produce gas, but just to deal with this problem. But and I don't want to think about the cream corn and the animals together necessarily in use, but it could take all of ours and probably the region's dead animals, which would be a great benefit.
So are you saying that the digester, it wouldn't have to be on the landfill property, or it
No,
could
it
be
doesn't have to
anywhere?
be in landfill property.
It could be anywhere.
It could be
Next to the
anywhere,
tap.
and if you
Huh?
think about,
The Columbia tap is the key to location.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
It-
okay, sure.
we have great flexibility, because really all we need is a pipe to connect
Right.
one to the
I
other.
get
So
that,
you could
yeah.
be, closer the better, obviously, but within 2-3 miles is fine.
We own, not the partnership. Can we say this?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yep.
We purchased property from Kitty Meadows on the front side of the landfill and for development, and the decision was made then not to make it partnership property with a landfill, because it really wasn't needed for the landfill operations. So fiscal court owns that, and it sort of makes some sense.
Yeah.
Like, very preliminary, but just telling you, getting it out there why it might not be partnership.
Right.
And instead be county operation, or county partnership with Jeff's company.
And I think the livestock removal is a perfect microcosm of what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
When you think about now, we charge the agrarian community now $50 for every large animal that Mason County Road Department comes out and addresses. We take that back down to the Mason County Road Department, and then once a week, on a regular schedule at least, Bluegrass Industries comes in, either from Lexington, picks those up at a cost of, I think $150 per animal. And so, these costs add up, but it could be a very unique use of a partnership going forward. So,
And environmentally or conservationally speaking, if you talk to the conservation district, you're getting the dead livestock that people are willing to pay $50 for. You're not getting the ones that people are not willing to pay $50 for.
Correct.
And you're not getting the ones in adjoining areas that don't have the great program that we've got. So, I mean, it could be, if it's more economical to dispose of them, you might improve this program considerably.
So extrapolating that out, you could foresee potentially that program moving to a free service for county citizens, including citizens, and our contiguous counties, maybe providing that service to our contiguous counties at a small nominal cost. Yeah.
Interesting.
What are we leaving off the table, Jeff, my friend?
Pardon me?
What are we leaving off the table?
I don't think anything covers it.
Commissioners, do you have any additional questions? Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
And if it's considered, if it is to be considered by the commissioner, or somebody wants to make a motion, and frankly, we tried to get this to you sooner so we wouldn't be under the gun for the end of the year. But I mean, Jeff's told you in nice terms, either we do this now or it's not gonna get done. But if there is a motion, it would be to approve the Maysville Mason County landfill gas purchase agreement with Renewable Natural Gas Company LLC.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion, and we have a second. Before we vote, I cannot stress and highlight how instrumental our landfill director, Travis Cooley, has been, and Assistant Manager Madison, in getting this project going, momentum, and on its feet. So, without further ado, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Hurd?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil?
Yes, ma'am. Last up,
Thank you, Jeff.
and thank you, Jeff, absolutely.
Thanks, Jim.
get my backpack now?
No. No. We're using it. We're using it for some other county purpose.
Jeff came up, what, a month ago?
Or longer.
For his last meeting, and it was a half-day excursion. And I think it was one of the landfill commission presentations, and then left his backpack, so it has worried me to death that poor man left his backpack.
I think I actually sat in the chair where it was and I moved it. So I'll take some credit for that, too, Jeff.
So I wasn't allowed to get it. I had to come back in person and get it.
We've not looked in it, we've not done anything with the contents and all.
It's the judge's sneaky way of making sure you come back, my
We
friend.
didn't have any compost or anything in there.
Commissioners, also, in your packet, we've reached an extension with Gypsoil. We've been in a 4-year relationship with Trevor Sherman and Gypsoil on the synthetic gypsum that Mason County took in over a period of 20, 25 years from DP&L and the power plants across the river before they closed up. We were lucky enough to not only be paid to take that in and offer it as a service, but put it in its own cell, and then even receive a grant to put a cap on that cell at the landfill. We have approved a 4-year extension with Gypsoil that we feel will end in Certainty, which is a wallboard company up in northern Kentucky, taking the remaining balance. The extension, while the original contract was at $1 excavated ton, this new contract is at $2 an excavated ton. The extension will commence in May, after the first contract rolls out. We are hopeful that Certainty, generally their MO is to take in products such as this vis-a-vis the river. And so we are
are hopeful that they continue that going forward. And this, in concert with our state grant, or state allotment for Maysville Mesa County Riverport Authority, provides us with 4 to 5 barges on average a month going up to Silver Grove. Yes, sir, Silver Grove. You guys probably know David Orm, who used to run, I think DPNL. He is now with CMB Marine, David and Rob Carlisle, certainly along with Travis and our landfill team, have been instrumental in getting this done. Also, this also will continue the payment from Gypsol to the landfill of $250,000. And that is a baseline, even if everything falls apart, that is a baseline of a $50,000 payment a year.
One thing I'd say about this, Judge, and this has just been always my concern or thoughts about this, you know, we're selling this to them, they have the cost, and Travis, you correct me, they have the cost of excavating.
Yes, sir.
But we always had the responsibility for that site and reclaiming it or closing or whatever. We're not contracting that away. When this is all said and done, I mean, hopefully it's just seeding it or something like that, but if there's closeout to be done,
We're close out, we have to put a final cap on it and see.
but that's our responsibility.
Yes.
But it'll be payable from our considerable closeout funds, which we have, you know, on deposit. So is that all said correctly?
Yes.
We're not contracting away our liability, our responsibility for site, but we're selling, which is, again, it's win-win. But I want to make sure y'all know we still have responsibility for that site.
But yeah, Gypsol's responsibility continue. They handle all excavation and all transportation up
And
to
any,
the.
sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
Any compliance issues that we have
Yes, sir.
with the state, they have to handle that to keep us in compliance with it.
No, because they can, you know, their operations, yes,
Yes.
but they can reject material.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's problem material, and that's why I bring this up.
Yeah.
If we took in problem material, and I'm not saying this, again, going back, the lawyer's job is to see what, you know, to tell you what happens if everything goes wrong, but if there's problem material there, we took responsibility when DPNL brought it to us, and we're gonna keep responsibility for that if it's rejected, so.
Absolutely.
If they cause problems with compliance, yes, they're responsible for that.
Commissioner McCabe. Oh,
I was just thinking about the meeting in regards to what our county attorney mentioned about rejecting material. If this company, Silver Grove, rejects it, you got a backup plan?
They've actually got several markets.
Go ahead, yeah. Please explain that.
They've actually got more than one market. They've got an ag market. They've got really, I mean, the ag market and the drywall is actually the market that's going to eat the pile. So what CertainTeed doesn't want,
Concrete market.
they've got concrete contractors they use it certain times of the year, and then you got agricultural market that the farmers buy.
And when, you know, when we priced it to DPNL to take it, we priced it as if we had to keep it forever. So I mean, if there is something left,
The closeout money,
we were paid to take it and store it and keep it forever.
the closeout money is actually in reserve.
Mhm.
And we're paid another one there. Yes, sir. At Keeneland, this is called a trifecta.
yes, sir. Day of
Not that
trifecta.
I've done well over there, but I mean,
Day of trifecta.
today for the landfill, it's been great, it's been a great day.
Any additional questions there? Okay.
Good job. Moving forward.
Travis, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
Done good work up there. Really good work.
I still have one more thing. You gonna make a motion on this?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, need a motion to approve, sorry.
Your job.
He knows.
Got a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We got a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Judge, can you get Travis a little gavel for his back there?
Judge, you have the floor. Go ahead, buddy.
So, you see everything that's good's going on, so now we're gonna have to spend some money. We have, a backhoe that, it's supposed to have been replaced at between 6,000 and 7,000 hours.
We're not gonna discuss this
Yeah, I
unless,
think it's Tuesday.
but
I think it's Tuesday. I'm sorry.
It's
Yes.
a special meeting.
It's a
You can't
special
vote if it's
meeting,
not on the
but-
Oh,
agenda.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I
so
thought we
we're
were talking about it.
gonna get the judge to keep running our meetings, because
Call.
it's a special call meeting, we can only
Love that enthusiasm.
address what's on the agenda. But good try, good try.
While ahead, that's what Travis thinking. Well done, buddy.
Get in while you get it in.
That's right, I agree, Peggy.
Well done. Guys, that, Commissioner, that brings up our new business section. Before us, we have resolution 24-15 approving, the surety on Sheriff Wolski's bonds. And I'd like to say, how proud I am that this body and the job that my friend Sheriff Ryan Swolski is doing. Congratulations on a well-run race, my friend. I got a little nervous there close to the end, but you pulled it out. Doing a great job, man. You know, we appreciate you. We appreciate all our deputies at Mason County Sheriff's Department.
So before commencing a term, the fiscal court is required to approve surety on bonds. These are not going to change, and in fact, the actual bonds are not going to change from what was issued on the appointment, but you need to reapprove them. We were going to get new bonds issued, and just this is sort of backstory. And Eric Schumacher, who stepped up and has been taking care of our bonding for us at Shoemaker Insurance. If we approve new bonds now, they run annually, and Sheriff Swolski's bonds would then be sort of off the calendar, or the regular calendar when we renew bonds. And it sort of worried me that we'd forget them. So we're going to leave the bonds as is and just approve surety, and then they'll come due. The ones that are annual will come due with all other bonds and be paid for. So Eric did a good job suggesting that. I want to thank him for that. And it saves the county some money. But so this is to approve, the resolution is to approve a general bond amount of $10,000, and you're approving sureties, Western Surety Company, and then $1 million county and Commonwealth of Kentucky revenue cabinet bond in the amount of $1 million. That's tied to his collection of taxes. And then a $395,000 bond, and that's tied to revenue cabinet's advancement to the sheriff in that amount. You know, before the tax season, they advance money to run the office till the taxes are collected and commissions are received. So the big bonds, it's Travelers. The small bond is Western Surety. Eric Schumacher represents, and I can represent to you, that both are highest rated and appropriate surety on these bonds. So we'd ask you to approve surety and amounts of those bonds. And there is a resolution. You have the resolution? Mm-hmm. There's that. Or I'll hand you one.
I do not have the resolution maybe.
I don't have the one I've got to have the number in it.
Oh, okay.
415.
He's, oh, yeah.
Do I need a motion to approve this, or?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you written on?
So moved.
24-15 if you would write that.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So Commissioners, I'm looking for a motion. I think I have one from Commissioner Frame.
I second.
I have a second. Any additional questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner O'Hearn.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frame,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I can pull the one out of the pack. I think there was one in the packet, I think, as well.
Yes, sir.
Or just write in 15.
No,
whichever
I
one
wrote
you
on
prefer.
mine. You got-
Everybody wrote on
Mine
it,
was
so just
typed in.
write 15 in there.
Mine was-
I did.
Thank you.
I did. Thank you, my friend.
Sherry to the rest.
And we're gonna take Sheriff Swolski across the street and have, or Betty Corner across the street, and have Judge Schumacher swear him in a moment.
Sheriff,
his-
the floor is yours if you want.
For his own
the floor is yours if you want.
Oh, I just, but thank you all, I really appreciate it. Look forward to serving you, these next 2 years and hopefully for many more years. So I really appreciate your help. It's been a really good transition, for me, and that's, thanks to you all. So I really, really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
In a,
Thank you, Sheriff.
I'm sorry, just your civics lesson, Stephanie and I confirmed this or worked on this to make sure we knew. Section 152 of the Constitution, because this is not the regular election year for the sheriff. He takes office at his, of course, it's not a change of people, but he takes office in his elected term immediately upon Stephanie's certification of election, which has happened. In the instance of the Commonwealth Attorney who was on the ballot, that office will not change till first Monday in January like everybody else. So that's just to sort of answer your,
Gotcha.
if you have any questions about, Ryan is starting his elected term in just a couple minutes, or already has, he's getting sworn in. Whereas the Commonwealth Attorney will take office first Monday in January.
Okay.
All right, thank you all.
Well done, Sheriff. Well done. Commissioners, also new business. The green light for Veterans Proclamation. You'll find said proclamation in your packets. Proclamation supporting Operation Green Light for Veterans, whereas the residents of Mason County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces. And whereas Mason County seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all. And whereas an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties, parishes, and boroughs to recognize Operation Green Light for Veterans. And whereas Mason County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. I, Owen McNeil, Mason County Judge Executive, hereby proclaim Mason County as a green light for Veterans County from November 4th through Veterans Day, November 11th, 2024. Proclamation. So we're good. Right. You guys, that brings us up to communications for today. Cummins Nature Preserve, our tree giveaway grant, as well as our facilities teams have been working hard. International Paper in support of. We will kick that off at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Anyone looking for different, what would you say, breeds of trees or different kinds of trees? Different kinds of trees. I think they have a selection. But it's a good types of trees. Thank you, sir. It's a good program. I promise grant. I'd give it a little highlight. Also, we'll come back Tuesday. Everybody will be off for Veterans Day, but we'll come back Tuesday for our regularly scheduled fiscal court meeting. Tonight, we have the RSVP Star Spangled event with our good friend Ron Walsh and Angie Turner. Mason County will be recognizing the veteran services of our very own Ernie Siders. That's this evening. And then tomorrow, VFW's Veterans Day Parade, 2 p.m. in downtown. I'd encourage all citizens of Mason County to go out and find a local veteran to attend our local Veterans Day Parade. I, for one, going to be joining my favorite veteran and my father, a.k.a. Pappy Bill McNeil, at the Mason County Straub Elementary Veterans Day celebration, which is 1:30 to 2:30 tomorrow with my niece, Miss Paisley. And so, we talked about the Communications Committee meeting is now on the 19th at 1 p.m. And we have a Rosenwald Library meeting on the 20th. Communications from commissioners?
Orangeburg Lions Club has their breakfast in the morning,
Oh, that's right.
and the homemakers have their bazaar tomorrow at the extension
That's right.
office.
Yep.
And Mason County Lady Royals basketball has their pancake breakfast tomorrow morning at Applebee's,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
8 to 10. So you have to go to Orangeburg between 6 and 8.
Big breakfast. It's a lot of breakfast eating.
Gotta eat twice. Playoff football tonight, 7:30 PM at Mason County High School.
Okay.
Green up.
Comes Greenup County.
Well done. Our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. please.
Travis, you make it.
So moved.
We got a motion. We have a second. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McKay.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Arnold.
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Frank.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge McNeil.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll overturn you.